that wasn't the situation with me. In Sarajevo was under siege. That's a capital city of Bosnia for years. They're surrounded. Only way out to the airport to smuggle anything in is through the ground. That's the famous walkway that they build underground, because there's so many people that died from sniper. But they, like, we could go to forests, like little cities or villages. They couldn't, so they literally took furniture to burn it, anything they had in the house to make sure they're warm in winter. Like, that was, you just had to do what you had to do, you know? Yes?
How did growing up with the constant threat of death affect your perspective now?
Kids are resilient, so a lot of that, either you understand, you don't understand, and that was like, it wasn't like constant, so the war was 92 to 95, and then we went to Croatia, so that was like 3 years. I don't remember ever fearing for my life. I remember crying over it if I'm ever gonna see my dad. It was always fearing for someone else. Whether it's my dad, my uncle, fighting on a mountain, my mom crying over her brother, you know. I don't remember fearing for my life, but I guess that's somewhere, like, that's in me, made me a person who I am somehow. I always say that maybe I need a really good therapist that I never had. Because my kids will tell me now, Mom, you have so much trauma. Mom, you're bringing your trauma onto us. Like, you know, so maybe I do. I just don't realize it, I guess. I just think I'm normal, go lucky, like this is behind me, you know. I don't know. All right.
How about, like, how did your experience with education, like, I know you said that sometimes you couldn't go to school, so you had teachers come to you. Like, how does that affect your views on education today?
So like I was telling you earlier, I just think you guys are so lucky. That made me want to become something, right? But you have to understand, like, my dream might have been to become a doctor, but I coming here at 16 don't have that opportunity, right? I'm already late. I'm coming in like, what freshman, sophomore? You have to get your GPA, you have to do certain classes. I'm already late to the game, right? So I'll take whatever the next best thing is, or I just knew I had to be educated in something, and that's what I tell them. I don't go, hey, you have to have all A's, you have to have some sort of education. And I always say that as a woman, I have to be able to support myself if anything ever happens in my marriage. And so that's why education and even not having it and wanting to learn has made that, but I guess, stronger.
Oh, when you first came to America, how was your experience with, like, just navigating through it? Because you said you didn't, and your family didn't really speak a lot of English.
Nobody spoke any English. I had a great dad. I thank him for that. That man, he did not care. He would go into the store and act a fool to get his point across. Then we had moved to that apartment. There was a lot of mice, and he needed to go buy something to trap them, right? He literally went in the store and acted out like, you know, Tom and Jerry and Tom. Like, he would jump how to explain that he needed a trap for mice. So that helped a lot, having him. I would be so embarrassed to speak English. I thought everybody was staring at me if I'm saying stuff incorrectly. Going to high school, oh my gosh, and not speaking English, not having any friends. Thank God for ESL classes. Those are English as second language. You get to meet people there that you can connect with. And so that becomes easier. But I remember first month, the lunch bell would ring, and I would just stand there in front of cafeteria by myself, because I don't really know how to order food or what I need to do to order food. I don't know how to ask or explain to anybody what I need. So it was hard. It was really hard. But guess what? I learned English in maybe like 4 months, 3 months. I mean, I even, sometimes now I forget words, but I was able to communicate and help my family out. Yeah. Is that, okay?
You talked a little bit earlier about the UN. Would you say that they were helpful, like in any way, or did they kind of just sort of observe what was happening?
That's a great question. I don't think they were helpful, but not because they didn't want to be the men that were on the ground. They sent maybe, I don't know, 100 or 200 men, and there's 4,000 of Serb army men, right? They were not prepared for what's coming. They were not prepared to go like battle with Serbs to protect anybody. They were put there as and thought when they say it's a war-free or safe zone that everybody's just gonna respect that, and that didn't happen. And then they called for help. Help came really late after those old people died, right? Bureaucracy, call it whatever you want. You're waiting for them to do something, and nobody's doing anything. They finally did, actually. They started bombing them, but that's after the fact, after all these men were killed. Yeah. So in a sense, they were trying to help. I don't blame the poor men they were trying to help us, but the UN as a UN,
As a
top level.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to go first.
Do you have any memories of like foods before the war?
Foods?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, we cooked a lot. Like Bosnia has, you see, I had pictures of all the food we ate this summer. And it's kind of traditional, lots of meat, lots of lamb, lots of veal, which is a young beef, a young cattle. Cevapi is traditional, we can make it at home. Pita, we actually have a special table we make pita on. We roll the dough and put all kinds of stuff in it. We can have cheese pita, spinach pita, meat pita, stuff like that. Hearty soups, stews, stuff like that. Yes.
Do your experiences affect how you view American politics?
In my experience, yeah, absolutely.
In which ways?
Well, I really don't like to talk about politics.
Right, that's,
But if you can imagine which way, I'm always on the side of people that are underfunded, people that are in wars. I don't care what reason the war is, I just want somebody to stop it because I can't look at those kids dying. Whether that be in, I don't know, Syria now, or Palestine, or even, I don't know, Mexico or Norway, anywhere, right? So yeah, definitely, because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. Yeah, so I'm on the side of the people upcoming, or humanity, that's it. Yeah,
you put yourself in other people's shoes.
that's it,
Because you've been in those shoes.
thank
And
you,
so, yeah.
yeah.
When you first came to America in Baltimore, how aware were people of what happened in Bosnia? Did you notice that there was like any sort of like awareness or like?
I really don't think that anybody was aware, to be honest, other than my teacher, Miss Callahan, and she was.
I was a political science major at UNCC at that time, and we covered it real quick.
Well, kind of like now, and like we look at, even sometimes I do that too. We watch news and then we get so tired of it because we emotionally can't handle it. I certainly can't handle all of it, and I stop watching it, and then you just don't know what's going on. Like if you ask anybody now what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, probably a lot of people don't know because we're all focused on something else now, right? So I don't think a lot of people were aware. And I don't think even now today, maybe.
We're learning a lot with you
Yeah.
coming in here and talking to us. Like
Yeah.
we don't know.
The-
I teach this class and I didn't know
Yeah.
a lot of that,
Yeah.
So That's why we're very appreciative of you coming and talking to us.
Sure.
What's it like being in a relationship with someone who has experienced genocide? I know it's like an addition, like he's also experienced the same genocide, but.
I guess that, good question. I guess it's perfect match. That, you have to like also know that if we all have our traumas, they sometimes have to come out, right? But is that any different from other marriages that don't see eye to eye? I don't know. But I feel like that makes us closer. That makes us want to fight for each other more, in a sense. I mean, we share a lot of the same history. So, yeah.
I know you said that you talked with a lot of people, like other Bosnians who came from Bosnia or like as refugees. Would you say like that you usually avoid talking about stuff from Bosnia, or?
Personally, I do, but that's because I feel like the more educated I got, the more knowledge I got, when I became a nurse, I needed to protect myself and inner feelings and all of that, so I choose sometimes to just, I can't anymore, you know. But, like, example of Mila's grandma, anywhere she goes, that's the story she's gonna tell. Is it because that's the biggest thing that ever happened to her in her life? She wants to be heard, so yeah, a lot of people continuously talk about it. And I mean, there's a slogan, and if you go to Srebrenica, never forget.